scored 2. That works. All right, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions that I want you to write down. They're all easy questions. What were your goals, by the way? Just write this down because you're not going to be able to write the answers to them right now. This is kind of something for you to work on in your journal at a later date. What were your goals in 2021? Now, the way I would write this if I were writing it in my journal would be, what were my goals in 2021? Now, I'm going to speak to you, but I want you to change this to a conversation about you. In other words, the next question is, how did you do? You're going to write down, how did I do? What were my goals in 2021 and how did I do? And I'm not being specific, so you could focus on anything you want. Categorize your goals: spiritual, personal, business, money, family, health would be the 6 that I would focus on. Okay. And if I said spiritual first, then and family second, I would work in that order because that's God, family, then business. So what were your goals in 2021? How did you do? How do you feel about that is the next question. So you're writing down, how do I feel about that? Take time to answer that question. Don't just blow this off as I don't feel good or I'm excited. I want you to get deeper than that. What are the obstacles between where you are and where you want to be? What are the obstacles between where you are and where you want to be? Are these roadblocks? Are they hazards? Are they speed bumps? And even roadblocks can be overcome. So there is nothing that's going to stop you from your destination as long as you don't quit. That's the only thing that'll stop you from the destination. You're on a journey with a destination that is assured. Success is absolutely guaranteed. So acknowledging obstacles is not a negative exercise. It's just being real. These are the real obstacles to my goals. Next question. What's your plan to move closer to your goal? Do you have a plan? If you don't, work on one. If you do the same thing in 2022 that you did in 2021, are the results going to be different? No, they're not. Doing the same thing, expecting a different result is the definition of insanity, right? And if anything, the results might actually be worse. Because if we're talking real estate, your results might be driven by the market, and actually you're succeeding because of what you do well, but you're also succeeding in spite of what you don't do well. And if the market shifts, the second half of that goes away, which means you'll actually do less. So doing the same thing, expecting a different result, is not a good strategy. What is your plan? Now, the last question I want you to write down is, what's one thing that I can do that I am currently not doing that would move me closer to my goal? What's the one thing that I could do that I am currently not doing that would move me closer to my goal? All right, I'm on page 181 of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. So this is our playbook. And this is our playbook because we are on the path to become millionaire real estate agents. We are on the path to gross $1 million in GCI, and then net $1 million, and then receive $1 million, and then give away $1 million. Now, it's interesting because today's subject is think possibility. So another quick question for you. What was your blank when I was saying we are on the path to gross $1 million, and then net $1 million, and then receive $1 million? How many of you were thinking, absolutely, that's me? What if your first thought was, that'll never happen? Now, page 71 of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent is the 9 ways a millionaire real estate agent thinks. And the third way is think possibilities. Now, we are on the path to become millionaire real estate agents because we walk like, talk like, look like, and have the checkbook of a millionaire real estate agent. Affirmation, write it down. Now, here's what Gary has to say on page 81. If you believe something is possible, you tend to focus on the constructive means necessary to make that possibility a reality. If I believe I can do something, then I'm going to be focused on what I need to do in order to accomplish that goal. That's simple. But if that's true, the opposite is also true. In other words, if you don't think something is possible, then you will be blinded to the ways it could be done. That way forward could be right in front of you, but you're not going to see it if you don't think something is possible. It's right in front of you and you're missing it because your mindset is it's not possible. What did Henry Ford say? Think you can, think you can't. Either way, you're right. For anyone who wishes to achieve the very best, this becomes a defining moment. I love defining moment conversations. What are the defining moments of your life? If you were on my call last Monday when I interviewed Perry, you heard a lot about defining moments. Maybe for some of you or for someone who's watched that video, several hundred have so far on YouTube, maybe that interview was a defining moment. What are the defining moments in your life? Now that you have a big why and you've decided to adopt big goals and big models to power it, the question is, do you really think it is possible to become a truly high-achieving real estate agent? Do you think it is possible? I believe there are 3 stages of possibility thinking. Write this down, write it down, write it down. Stage number 1, nothing is possible. Do you know anyone who is a nothing is possible thinker? Have you been that person? We go through different stages in our life where everything is possible to nothing is possible. Stage 2 is something is possible. And stage 3 is anything is possible. For many people, nothing is possible because they just don't think in terms of possibilities. Thus, they take no action and nothing happens. Break it down to the day. If you believed that at exactly 10 a.m. this morning, you could start lead generating, and by 12, you would have a listing appointment with someone that was going to hire you to sell their home, would you be excited about getting on the phone and making calls? Would you get distracted easily and stop making calls? When you heard no, 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 over and over again, would you eventually give up? No, because you know somebody's going to say yes. It might be the last person you talk to. I found an old Facebook post. You know, I don't spend a whole lot of time on Facebook, not as much as some of you may think, but I do spend some time. And I found an old Facebook post from 9 years ago. Now, I've been selling real estate 9 years ago, just like you guys. And I made 33 calls that day. No big deal. And zero success until I got to the 30th call. In other words, call number 1 to 29, failure. Hang up. Nothing. And I ended up scheduling 3 listing appointments that day. It was the last 3 people I spoke to. What if I stopped making calls on call number 29? I wouldn't have made the 30th, 31st, or 30, 31, 32, 30, whatever. I wouldn't have gotten the 3 listing appointments. But if you knew that you were going to get a listing appointment, would you show up different? Would you go out and knock on doors? Would you stop until somebody said yes? You wouldn't. For most, something is possible because they believe in the power of possibility thinking. They believe that if you think something will happen, it probably will. The problem is that they have an erroneous mental map that says thinking possibilities is all they have to do. And since possibility thinking by itself is so powerful, they do end up with something happening. But it stops there because they take no appropriate action. Something is all they get. For very few people, however, big things happen. Why? Because these people believe that anything is possible. If you want it badly enough and are willing to do whatever is necessary, I think that is so important. If you want it badly enough, if you want it badly enough, and are willing to do whatever is necessary. You know, it's like the parable of the wise man and the young man, and the young man is, and the older man is trying to teach the young man what it means to want something. And it's ducking his head underwater so he can't breathe and holding them there and making him fight to come up for air. And he says to him, when you want whatever it is that you want as badly or as bad as you want to breathe, anything is possible. If you want something bad enough and you are willing to do whatever it takes, let me read it again because I don't want to get this wrong. These people believe that anything is possible if you want it badly enough and are willing to do what is necessary to get it. When possibility thinking supports a big why with big goals and big models, watch out, anything is possible. All right, go back to the questions that I asked you earlier, guys. What were your goals in 2021? How did you do? What were my goals in 2021? How did I do? How do I feel about that? What are the obstacles between where I am and where I want to be? What's my plan to move closer to my goal? And what's one thing that I could do that I'm currently not doing that would move me closer to my goal? Now, one of the other things that you're going to learn on page 71 that Gary talks about in the 9 ways that a millionaire real estate agent thinks is think progress. In other words, track the activities once you've defined what 2022 looks like when you've had an amazing year. Once you've identified that, once you've identified the path to get there, and the path to get there is the activities that are going to get you to the results that you want. And then you focus on the activities, you don't focus on the results, because if you focus on the results, you will get discouraged and you're going to be tempted to quit. But when you focus on the activities, you will always succeed if you choose to. In other words, one of my activities is 20 conversations. Well, I choose whether or not I have 20 conversations, yes or yes. Can anybody stop me from having 20 conversations? No, you can't. Now, life happens and something may happen that takes me out of the activity for a moment, but I can get back in. Or if something takes me out of that activity today, I can counterbalance and make up for it tomorrow. But it's still a choice. Now, as you're on this journey and you're not getting the results that you want to get, think progress. Are you making progress? It's the Chinese bamboo story. You plant a Chinese bamboo tree seed in the ground. True story, Google it. You water and fertilize that thing. Year one, nothing happens. Year two, water and fertilize, nothing happens. Year three, same thing. Now, by now, your neighbors are walking by thinking, what's up? I mean, you're watering the ground, dude. What are you doing? There's nothing there. What are you doing? Well, I'm watering my Chinese bamboo tree. I don't see anything. I see dirt. It's there. It's growing. It's amazing. I can see it. Year four, still nothing. Year five, that thing grows 90 feet in 1 year. (2022) is your Chinese bamboo tree. Stick to the activities and anything is possible. Okay, talk to me. What'd you hear? Ahas.
Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result does not happen.
No, ma'am. Thank you, Carolyn. It does not.
Anything is possible to those who believe.
Absolutely, Lance. Anything is possible. Everything is possible. Look, if the Miami Dolphins can win 7 games in a row, anything is possible.
Want it bad enough, do whatever's necessary.
If you want it bad enough, do whatever is necessary.
Don't give up.
Thank you, Laura.
Yeah,
Don't
the
give up.
only way that you truly fail is by giving up. That's 100% surety.
That was back-to-back wisdom drops on all of you by the two Lauras on the call. Good job, Lauras.
May I add to that?
Even though your name's not Laura, yeah, Shirley.
Yesterday's coaching call from the MAPS coach, failure is a conscious decision to quit.
Yes.
That's the only way you can fail is when you decide to quit.
Yes. I think perspective is so important because if I go to the plate and I strike out, then I fail. Yeah, I did. I didn't get a hit. But failure is temporary.
And if you look at it from this perspective, so you went to the batting plate and you didn't do a good job, but guess what? It was practice.
100%.
And so the more you do it, the better you're going to get.
100%. Yeah. The only failure that matters is quitting, like Shirley said, and that's a choice. 100%. That's a choice. Nobody can make you quit. You are the only one who can make you quit. iPhone, talk to me. Okay, iPhone, you have your hand up and you're on mute. So I don't know if you're trying to talk to me because I don't have a picture. And they
no, I just changed my phone. It's me. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I gotta change my thing. So anyway, mindset is everything because you have to tell yourself you will be successful. You will be a millionaire. You will give away $1 million. It is all about your attitude. It is how you show up every day.
Yeah. And Vicky, I love it, love it, love it. And can I coach you just a little bit?
Please, please.
All right. Let's remove the will be's and replace them with am.
Okay. I like it.
I am successful. I am a millionaire.
Yes. Absolutely.
There you go. You know, it's interesting. Okay, Shirley, you'll like this. So I read a lot. And one of the things I read every day is the Bible. And one of the things that I hear when I hear I am versus I will be is speak to things that are not as though they were. Just imagine if we were God and we looked out into that universe and there's no light because there's no stars, there's no planets, there's no nothing. You and I would be like, oh my gosh, it's dark out here. I don't think it'll ever be light. Now God said, let there be light. Speak to things that are not as though they are. Affirmations are a biblical process, principle. Anything's possible. All right. I hope you guys got good value today. Hope you got your money's worth.
Absolutely, John. Thank you.
Thank you, Madeline. And
$1,000,000%.
thank you for that. I do appreciate that. I'm here tomorrow and Thursday. I have to stop and think what day today is. It's Tuesday. Yes, I am here tomorrow and Thursday, and then it's a football holiday and off until Monday. And actually, no, we're back Monday. I was thinking that might be a holiday too, but it's not. We are back. So starting next week, it is 2022 and time to get started on a new journey with a new destination that is 100% assured, and time to get to work. So what's work? Work is 20 conversations, not 19, not 18, not 17, because 17 is close enough, because if you had 17 conversations, you didn't have the 18th conversation, which could have been $1 million listing that you didn't get because you didn't have the conversation. Make care calls, not sale calls. Always lead with gratitude. Always bring value to every conversation. Focus on getting an appointment, getting a referral, adding somebody new to your database, and building a relationship. Find somebody today that is thinking of selling their home, whether it's next week, 30 days from now, 6 months from now, or a year from now, doesn't matter. Because a year from now, you're going to need listings. Meet with somebody today who's thinking of selling their home, and then follow up forever. Because you reject rejection. Because no is not a word that lives in your vocabulary. No simply means not yet. Remember that people will never change their mind, but they will make a new decision based on new information. And when you follow up forever, you create emotional proximity. So Keith, I'm coming to you. And the answer is hire me. When you follow up forever, you're creating, you're creating emotional proximity. And you know what it is? It's the K. You give Chris with a K. I'm sorry for that. When you follow up forever, you create an emotional proximity, which simply means when I get serious about selling my home, because you followed up forever, you created emotional proximity, which simply means you're closest to me when I get serious. So when I make a new decision based on new information, Chris, that new decision will be to, with a lot of enthusiasm. There you go. Got it. All right. All right, we're going to get right into